Welcome to Fresh Off the Set. I'm Carrie Hawker-Diaz.
And I'm David Osmond. Good to be with you, Carrie.
Good to see you. Okay, I gotta ask you, how much do you love cheese? Like, do you? I know
I'm
Elora loves
guilty.
cheese, but do you love it?
No, like my favorite little snack, I'll always get like a sharp cheddar and just a good crisp apple.
Ooh.
It's just a nice go-to.
That's
Easy,
a good combo.
For sure.
Yeah.
Guilty for sure. And then, you know, my dad always grew up, he'd always get the beef sticks and then the cheese and the cheese ball and all that. Yeah, it's just a go-to, especially right now during the holidays. We just had Thanksgiving, of course, going into Christmas. It's just, you always have to have some element of it, right? It's just an easy spread. Put it out there on the table for us Wolverine boys that just go around and just scarf up dinner before dinner.
Is it a holiday party without a cheese ball?
I know, exactly.
Is the question. I think just a cheese plate. Like, you give me a good charcuterie with just, like, it could literally just have cheese. If you have, I love pepper jack. I love a little spicy. Or, like, I had one the other day that they had drizzled, like, hot honey over the cheese cubes. That was delicious.
That sounds good.
I'll eat all of it, every single thing. And this week, Amanda Scarlati joined Elora on the podcast to share some exciting Cache Valley Creamery updates. So they have an eBook that serves as a guide to hosting the holidays. We're all trying to navigate that, and they help create those unforgettable memories around the table this holiday season when you're hosting and you're having people over and you want to make a good impression, right?
And they are known for cheese.
Yes.
Yeah, so she knows how to do it and all the tips and the tricks of how to put on a good spread in a holiday cheer. It is something. I mean, food is where we gather and how we create memories. And it's when you have a nice spread and make that comfortable for your guests. It's awesome. It's also a daunting task when you're the one that's hosting.
Yeah.
So all the help you can get on how can I make this special and look nice and present that. So that's what this podcast is all about. I'm excited to listen to it and see what ideas we can garner because, hey, it's around the corner.
It is.
All the family, the friends, they're coming.
Yes.
They're going to knock on the door unexpectedly. So might as well be prepared with some good ideas.
Good thinking. All right, should we give it a listen?
Let's do it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fresh Off the Set. I'm Elora Murray, and I am here again with Amanda Scarlati, who is a recipe developer. She is here with Cache Valley Cheese. And I should also add that she is a cheese extraordinaire.
Thank you.
That is a new title we will be giving her, and it is a title that, quite frankly, I think deserves a crown.
Yeah, we're going to have to come up with something for that.
We should get you, like,
what an honor.
A gold crown that looks like cheddar cheese.
I'm into it.
But, like, has holes like Swiss cheese so people understand.
Yeah.
And it can be bedazzled if you'd like.
Of course.
I really feel like a cheese extraordinaire needs a crown. So welcome back. We loved having you last time. We talked about all things cheese, easy recipes for the family, easy snacks for the kids on the go, and everyone loved it. So now you are back, and we are talking about the Cache Valley Creamery holiday recipe eBook.
Yes.
And I mean, we are in the heat of the holidays. Talk to us about the heart behind this project.
You know, this is kind of a compilation of recipes that we have put together through, this year. And it's really just kind of a way of Cache Valley inviting everybody into their holiday table with Cache Valley, using it on a daily basis and bringing it into their tradition for the holidays.
I love that. And truthfully, I think a lot of people, myself included, when I think of the holidays, a lot of my memories are around the table.
Definitely.
Are around meals, are around, snacks, different things. So many holiday memories are surrounded with food, and I love that you guys are doing this. How did you decide what recipes to include and what makes them perfect for holiday gatherings?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about all of your memories, traditions, and that sort of things regarding the holidays, they are around those experiences. And so when we were putting these together, we kept that in mind. What are things that would elevate those experiences, help you remember those things? And so we have kind of a collection of appetizers, sides, and main dishes that you can incorporate. They are easy to put together and good for entertaining and for the whole family, whether you have young kids, old kids, or older people, they're good for everybody.
I mean, cheese is good for everyone, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
What's a holiday without cheese? Am I right?
Yeah, it's kind of just like the icing on the cake. It kind of just makes everything better, right?
Oh, absolutely. I introduced my husband to like an actual little charcuterie board when we got married. And now we will go anywhere. And he's like, do they have a charcuterie board? Can we make a charcuterie board? I'm like, you know what? With Cache Valley cheese, you're going to have a real good charcuterie board.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So many different options, that's for sure.
And I mean, the company as a whole, Cache Valley Creamery, it has such deep roots in family and tradition. And so how do those values shine through in this collection of recipes?
Yeah, well, a lot of these recipes are developed based on those traditions and those family values. Me personally, that is what I am all about, is sharing those experiences with your family, whether you're sitting there creating the dish together, you're eating it as a family. That's really what makes food and those memories for me is who you're sharing it with. And whether it's friends or family and the holidays, there's no better time to be doing that.
I love that. And I mean, like we said earlier, food really has a special way of bringing people together.
Oh,
I mean, anytime we celebrate, there's usually some sort of food involved with it. Most memories probably have food involved with it, like we were talking about at the beginning. What role do you think sharing a meal plays in building community and connection?
I think that food especially has a way of bringing people together because it's not just eating, right? You're nourishing somebody, and the person who puts it together is spending their time. And like for me, I share my feelings and my love about a person by doing things for them, especially when it comes to cooking. So it's not just putting dinner together or putting an appetizer or having them over to my home. I'm really showing them how much I care about them by putting this food together and sharing it with them and inviting them into my home, into that personal space and creating those memories.
I love that. And I mean, growing up, my grandma, and grandmas tend to be really good cooks anyway.
Of course.
My grandma was not only a great cook, but she was a caterer.
Okay.
And she's developed some really famous recipes. So many of my memories were at my grandma's when she made dinner for all of us. And as I got older, I looked back and I was like, that was so much work. She was making, not only was she making her homemade rolls, but she was making homemade cinnamon rolls. And no one, like, it wasn't those things where it was like, what can we bring? Like, we didn't bring anything because my grandma did all of that.
Yeah.
And looking back, I was like, she did love cooking. She did. But she loved us so much because she wanted all of us there to just come and eat and be together.
Yeah.
And that was her love language, you know, is cooking.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not a great cook.
That's okay. That's okay.
My mom is, but really I'm so excited for this book so that I can, you know, maybe use these recipes and create those memories and show that act of love for my family.
Yes. Well, and I think that sometimes when you think about the holidays and entertaining or cooking, especially if that's not something you normally do, it can be extremely overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
And what we've tried to do is put together some recipes that look really good, they taste really good, and they're like, oh, yes, this is a perfect holiday dish. But when you put them together and you read the recipes, you're like, oh, this is pretty easy. I can do this. But it doesn't have to be super complicated or over the top. Again, it's about creating something and sharing it with the person that you love. So even if it's just cutting up some cheese and putting some crackers there, like
we love that. It can be overwhelming, but you guys have made it easy, easy and it can look fancy. Is there a particular recipe or story from this ebook, that captures the spirit of togetherness for you?
Yeah, for me personally, we have a recipe. This is one I developed, and it's these cheesy stuffed garlic bread bites.
I mean, coming from the cheese extraordinaire,
yeah,
I would expect nothing less.
And, this has become one of my kids' favorite things. To the point that I did career day at their school, and I printed off the recipe. I let them each pick one that they wanted me to share, and I gave it to the kids. And I have so many parents that have come up to me now and be like, my kids love this recipe. We love putting it together now. We're going to do it for the holidays. And that's one that my kids always request now. And again, it's that memory of like, this is something that I can do with my mom, and it tastes good and it's fun. And a lot of these recipes, you can get the family involved in putting them together.
I love that. And I mean, that it's about that too, the act of putting it together for someone, but even more spending that time together, because that's a great time too where you don't have your phone in your hand.
Yep.
And you're just talking, working with your hands. You're just having a chat. There's no phone.
Yeah.
There's no technology. You're just bonding over creating something together.
Yeah. Well, and I think we've lost a little bit of that, with the days of DoorDash and don't get me wrong, there's a place for it. And then there's a place for the drive-thru. But if we can go back to those like simple things and, even if you do get the DoorDash, putting it on the plate together or serving it up and things like that, you get to put the phone away and enjoy those moments with your family and friends.
And I mean, we talked about this a little earlier. Quite frankly, the holidays can be really stressful for hosts. It is. I've seen my mom, everything that she puts together sometimes for just our family, which, it's smaller. We have a family of 5, well, 6 now because of my little boy. But she does a lot. Yeah. It can be really stressful. Like when you're talking about, the cutlery, making things look nice and the cooking on top of that. What advice do you have for making gatherings maybe more meaningful and less overwhelming?
I have a couple pieces of advice. I say my first one is to work ahead of time. The last thing you want to be doing is, especially if you're kind of like a perfectionist like me and you want to make sure everything is perfect that day, work ahead of time. Pick out your cutlery, get that all set up, make sure you have all your serving dishes, your serving spoons, everything ahead of time, labeled and ready to go. If there's any dishes you can put together ahead of time, do that. And that way you're not spending the whole day in the kitchen trying to get everything together. And also think ahead too. What can I have so-and-so help me with? What can I have this person help me do? And it's okay to relinquish a little bit of control.
Yeah, you can ask for help.
Yeah, and people like to help too, especially if they're coming early and having a little charcuterie or cheese and drinks ahead of time. Put some things together that they can help with because that gets people involved. I would say the other thing too is, and this is a tip that I got from Ina Garten, but don't do everything complicated, right? If you have a main dish that your family really likes, it's a staple at the holidays, but it takes more time to put together, do an easy appetizer. You could, again, a cheese board or something simple like that. Don't try to do all the complicated stuff for everything. Give yourself a break so that you are not spending all day in the kitchen trying to get things done.
I love it. And at the end of the day, it is truly about a meal with your family at the holidays. And are they going to remember, like, if you made the side dish super, super fancy?
No, they're not.
And so it's about that.
Yeah.
And remember that. I mean, when I start hosting, I know I'm going to be a stress case. I already know. I already know when the time comes that I'm supposed to be hosting, I'm going to be just so stressed out. And I'm going to have to remember these tips and what it really is about having a meal with your loved ones during the holidays.
Exactly.
And that's how memories are made, those conversations around the dinner table.
Definitely.
So what are some simple ways to elevate a holiday meal using Cache Valley Creamery cheeses?
Well, I think, like I said a little bit earlier, I think cheese is just kind of an extra addition that you can add. And if you think back to like all of your favorite holiday dishes or the traditions around that, it's really kind of the basic dishes that we use every day, but they're elevated, right? They have an extra ingredient or it's an extra thing that makes it a little bit fancier. And cheese is definitely one of those things that you can add to it. So instead of mashed potatoes, why don't you try a cheesy mashed potato? Instead of just plain roasted vegetables, you can add some melted cheese on top, some Parmesan or something like that. So I think cheese is a really good way to kind of, fancy, gussy things up a little bit without spending a lot of extra time and effort.
If I go to a restaurant or anything and they ask me if I'd like cheese on something, the answer is always
yes, please.
I mean, I was on vacation and I ordered breakfast and I ordered eggs and they were like, well, do you want cheese on them? Absolutely, I do.
Of course I do.
It does make everything fancier.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, it's just a really good product that just elevates what you already have.
Exactly. And you can look at it too from not just taste, but texture and visually. If you have something that's like, let's say a roasted asparagus and you add some Parmesan on top, then those are different textures. You have the visual appeal of it. So it can really change a dish in many different ways with just a simple sprinkle.
Simple sprinkle.
I
mean,
Or a whole handful. One, two.
I'm like 2 handfuls of Parmesan cheese is kind of where I'm at. So for those who are like me, who are intimidated in the kitchen, what's one easy recipe from the ebook you'd recommend getting started with?
All of these are fairly easy, but I would definitely try either garlic, cheese stuffed bread bites. Those are so easy to put together and easy if you want to get, like I said, your kids involved or other people involved, or even we have kind of a Christmas tree shaped cheese board. So that's really fun to do. We all love a good cheese board, but when you theme it, it just really
takes it over the top.
And puts it over the top.
You take that themed cheese board to a party, and people are like, oh my word.
You become the center of the show.
We love that board. That can be really easy to start with. A cheese board is really great if you're scared in the kitchen like me, because you're really just putting things together.
And that's another easy thing. Like I said, when, it looks super fancy, but, all you're doing is slicing up some cheese, and that's so easy. You can even slice the cheese ahead of time and put it in Ziploc bags. And then that morning, all you have to do is put it together, and it's something that people can snack on while you're finishing up the last minute stuff.
So are there any holiday traditions, from you personally or the Cache Valley Creamery community that make this time of year special?
I think for me, I probably could extend this to the community too. I think it's about just, getting together with the ones you love. For me, being with my family, being with my kids, and involving them in that. This is the time that they're off school, we don't have work going on, and so we can just sit there and spend some extra time making the food, spending those extra moments together, having those special treats, all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what Cache is all about as well.
I'm a terrible cook, this is why, but my mom and my cousin always make fudge together every year.
Yeah.
I'm there, but I don't make it.
Yeah.
I watch them do it.
That's okay.
And then there's a tart that my mom makes every year that my great-grandma made. And I have all these memories around it.
Yeah.
And it's just so wonderful that Cache Valley Creamery, which is about, family and tradition, is making this book to help people create those for themselves. So, and on that train of thought, how do you help families use this ebook? Do you want them to use it as a cooking guide, a source of inspiration, new traditions? What is your...
I think that can look different for everybody. I think that the goal is to kind of make it easier for everybody. So like you said, I'm not as much of a cook, but maybe some of these recipes will be like, oh, well, I could do that. Yeah. That's easy. Or bring some inspiration. Oh, I've never had a Christmas tree shaped cheese board. I'm going to bring that, and I am going to be the star of the show, at the family dinner, and hopefully just give you some new ideas. In my family in particular, we kind of have the same basic stuff, but I'm always switching it up. So we love, changing the cheeses for the mac and cheese, or what type of pasta, or all these different things. And so maybe these will inspire you for something else to try for this year, or maybe, become a new tradition for you and your family.
A little sprinkle of inspiration.
There you go. A sprinkle.
Or 2 handfuls.
Yes.
Depending on how you sprinkle your cheese. Where can listeners download the ebook and, start creating these recipes for their own celebration?
Yep, they can download. We'll have the link included in the podcast, so they can do that on the website and hopefully be able to use that in the holidays this year.
I love that. So if you had to describe the spirit of the holidays in one recipe, which one would it be and why?
I would probably have to say I'm going to go with the French onion chicken in this particular recipe. And I would say,
which I have tried.
You did try that one.
I have tried the French onion chicken on the show.
And it was really good.
Yeah.
It's warm, it's cheesy. It's very cozy because it kind of emits that, warm soup type vibe. And it has, thyme in there. So it's like all of these holiday flavors and that coziness of getting it together. It's a one-pan dish. So it automatically is like, share this with somebody. So that's kind of what I would describe as the one that describes my holiday spirit.
And having tried that, I remember, so I tried it on Fresh Living, which is the show we do right before the podcast. Having tried it on Fresh Living, I remember the smell of that dish was just that. It was comfort. It was cozy. It was covered in cheese. It was in a skillet, which is just like, for some reason when things are cooked in a skillet, it just feels homey and comfortable.
Yeah. Definitely. And that's another thing about the holidays. You can smell one dish and be like, oh, that reminds me of being in my grandma's kitchen, or I remember this from this time. So that, to me, that dish definitely evokes those memories for me.
Well, and I think a lot of people, thyme is used so much around the holidays. I mean, I don't cook very well, but I understand some things. Yeah. And when I smell thyme, I'm like, oh, it smells like Christmas, especially thyme and rosemary.
Yes,
I smell that, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that smells like Christmas, and it is delicious. Well, Amanda, it has been an absolute joy to talk to you again. I cannot wait to get my hands on this ebook and try out some recipes. I am terrified of the kitchen, which is so sad because my grandma was so great. My mom and my aunts are so good. I just didn't get that talent. Yeah. But I guess I just have to use this book to help me get into the kitchen.
You can do it. I believe in you. Pick one recipe from there and say, this is what I'm bringing to the holidays for dinner.
And then I will report back to the cheese extraordinaire.
Thank you. I'd like to hear.
We'll get working on your crown ASAP.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Amanda. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. And happy holidays.
Congrats, you made it to the end. If you want to continue to freshen up your day, you can watch us on Fresh Living every weekday on CBS Channel 2 in Utah at 1 o'clock. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel, KUTV Fresh Living, and follow us on social media. We will see you next week.